Hello. This is my first video as a bald person, and in this video, I want to talk about why I shaved my hair and the story behind it. How am I feeling? What are the reactions of people around me? So let's just sit back and start talking. Hi, I'm Parveen Chaudhary, and in this YouTube channel, I talk about my healing journey from childhood trauma, attachment wounds, intergenerational trauma, and how to live an authentic, fulfilled life. So, this year, 2025, something happened which triggered me shaving my hair for the first time as an adult person. In June, a very dear friend of mine of 8 years, she met with a grave accident. She was just crossing her home after a walk at night when a unidentified biker hit her and just left. And I got a call at midnight from strangers asking her mama's phone number that hey, she has met with an accident. And the next day when I went to check on in her, she was in a very bad state. Her entire body was swollen. It seems her head was ripped, and the doctors had to keep a part of her skull in a cavity in the stomach so that the swelling reduces and they stitch it back. Basically, it was a mess, and I felt so helpless when I saw her in that state. I didn't know what I can do to help her. The statistics were very grim. There was every chance that she would not recover completely. And in that helplessness, I remember I went to the toilet in my house and I was just sitting, and this thought came to me that please, universe, please save her. If you save her, I'm going to shave my head. And it was a very unconscious thought that was made conscious, and it just came to me just like that in my head, and I stayed with it that okay, if she recovers, I'm going to shave my head. That was that. Fortunately, she recovered. It took her a few months to recover. At least physically, she is completely all right now, though she is suffering from PTSD symptoms because it was a grave trauma that she suffered in that accident. But my prayers to the universe, and I would like you to also pray for her that she recovers completely emotionally, mentally, and lives a very good, fulfilled life. So in December, this happened in June, and when she recovered, slowly I started feeling disconnect with my hair. Whenever I would touch it, I would feel like it does not belong to me, and I would keep reminded of that promise that I had made to the universe. I interrogated that thought a lot, and I realized that that moment was not a transactional thing that I asked from the universe that hey, I will do something and then you save her life in return. I think it came more from a place of prayer, a submission that here is a situation where I cannot do anything, and when like how children sometimes say that please do this universe and I'll do this, it came from a inner child perspective, and now it was time for me to stand up to that promise that I made to the universe. So slowly I was going into that phase that this hair does not belong to me, I have to shed it. And it was a long process. It took me 2-3 months to come to this because there are other layers that are about identity, belonging, what we think about ourselves. So from childhood, my hair didn't feel like it belonged to me because my father dictated how my head should look like, how I should dress like. I always had boy cut hair. It was very short until my class 10th when I finally rebelled and grew out my hair, but he would always cut it off. He wanted me to be in a certain look, which is a boyish look, because he wanted me to focus on my education, and it was his bias or thought pattern that if my daughter looks a certain way, if she looks too girly, then she will attract maybe male attention. She will go to have relationships, and maybe she will not focus on education. That was his thought process, and because of that, he always policed my body. There was one traumatic event that happened to me in my teenage years also, that when I finally rebelled and I grew out my hair, I had once, like, it was just this much. I put 2 ponytails and I looked at myself in the mirror and I felt that, oh, I'm looking so girly finally. So I, put little kajal and little makeup, and I slept. After studies, I just slept. And after some time, my dad came to the room. I was sleeping, I was completely gone, and he pinched my eyebrows and he pulled me up from my sleep, and I was shocked, like, what is happening, this intense pain. And before I know it, he put me on the chair like this and he just shaved off my hair, but with the scissors he just cut randomly, and then he just left the room. And the moment when he was cutting my hair, I felt dissociated from my body. Tears were going on my eyes and I felt so helpless. I felt like I didn't have control over my body. What was happening with me? There were no thoughts, just rage building up. And when he left the room, I closed the door, and I used to keep a blade, like a razor blade, with me, with which I used to just scratch my nails and the skin around it. So I have a manic problem, OCD, of always biting my nails, which was also my coping mechanism, now I realize. And with that blade, I literally slashed my wrists. I slashed my wrists because I felt so helpless. There was so much rage that if I cannot control my body, if I do not have autonomy over my hair, then I have autonomy over something else, which is I can hurt myself. I can, at least this is my controlling factor. So I took my blade and I cut my wrists. Thankfully, I got scared when there was a lot of blood around, and I went out, and my elder relative was there who took me to the clinic. They helped me bandage it up, and then he told my father that do not touch her hair ever again. And my father was also scared from this incident, that he felt that I will commit suicide maybe the next time he tries to do anything with my hair and my body. And he left me alone, and after that I was free to grow my hair. And then I went to college and my hair grew nicely, and at one time I had hair till here, and I used to feel so confident. Everyone said that my hair looked beautiful. Even when I had short hair in childhood, the girls in my school would say that you have great hair. Everyone told me that it was 100% good, silky, beautiful hair, and it made me feel very special that okay, my hair is perfect. My identity was a lot associated with my hair. Then I had 2 children. I went through my postpartum phase. I started losing a lot of hair. I had a lot of hair fall. My hair was thinning, and it didn't have that lustrous, thick feel that I had in my 20s, and that would affect my confidence a lot. I would sometimes feel very depressed whenever I see myself in the mirror. I would just keep looking here. Then I would go to Instagram and just check on hair fall remedies. And so last entire year I was trying all sorts of things to grow out my this part of the temples, just to have thicker hair, how to stop hair fall. I was obsessing about it, and whenever I see myself in the mirror, I would feel that, oh, I look so good, I look so young, but my hair, it's making me look old. Those belief systems kept cropping, and I had to deal with them a lot. And when this accident happened to my friend and I had made that promise, things aligned. I realized that now it is time to let go of my hair. Who would I be if I do not have hair? What would the world perceive of me if I'm bald? Will they still accept me? Will I still be able to make YouTube videos with a bald head? Will people like me? Will people be normal around me? There were so many questions that there were so many questions that I had to navigate, introspect on, reflect on. And then I felt the courage that it's just my hair. Let me get ahead, go get bald, and then see what I feel like, what emotions come up. And just 2 days back, I became bald. So what are the reactions? Let me tell what happened after I went bald. So a friend accompanied me to the men's salon. I felt that it was safest and easiest and cheapest to do it in a men's salon, because when I go to a fancy salon, they'll keep asking me that, oh, ma'am, why do you want to get it short, or why do you want to go bald? You have good hair and all that thing. I didn't want that. I went to a men's salon. He just said 100 rupees for shaving, and I just sat there, and he shaved it very quickly with a trimmer first and then with a razor. I wanted with a razor because I heard that with a razor the hair grows out better. So I really want to have actually good looking hair in the next 2-3 years. After getting bald, I put up a reel on Instagram, which has become my most viewed, commented video. I didn't know that getting bald is can make me, so popular suddenly. And there have been very interesting DMs that I got. I didn't know that there was a kink category altogether with bald people. It is called trichophilia, it seems, and people are so unabashedly DMing me. There is a guy who DM'd me that, hey, I'm from here and there. Next time you're getting bald, please let me make you bald, or at least give me the opportunity to give you a head massage, because I'm a trichophilic and it's my lifetime dream to touch a woman's bald head. And I was like, what? I didn't know that this entire category of kink existed. It was weird. And then I also got like movie opportunity offers. There was one guy who DM'd me, I'm an assistant director in Telugu film industry. I want a model for a bald role. Would you audition? And I'm like, okay. So life has been weird. I've been getting the weirdest DMs. I have also got a lot of support from organizations who are working with cancer support, because a lot of women face a lot of identity issues, social issues when they go bald because of chemotherapy sessions. I got a call from a very well-meaning doctor who was telling his story. It was very heartbreaking for me that he was working with a patient. She came for 2 chemos and she didn't come for the 3rd chemo. So he called up his family and he came to know that she committed suicide. And when I investigated, it was because after 2 chemos, her hair started falling out and her family started commenting, why does hair mean so much to a woman? This is what the society has told us. This is a narrative that the society has shaped for us. When men get routinely bald, no one even looks at them. But when a woman gets bald, the entire family will line up. Like when I was getting bald, more than me, my house helps were affected. They were like, no, Didi, don't do it. How can you do it? And when they saw me, they were shocked. There was also a group of women who messaged me and asked me, hey, how did your husband approve of this? And I was shocked. Like I told them, who is my husband to approve of this? This is my body. I am done with people, and especially men, controlling my bodies. I already had one father. I don't now I'm an adult independent woman. Who is my husband to approve of this? And he is such a poor sweet guy. When I actually came and bald, he was like, oh, you manifested this, because I always I picked up this ceramic doll from Thailand, and my husband was like, you manifested this because you had this always on your desk. And there's another picture of me when I was a child, where he says that I was looking exactly like this. So he has been just, having fun. And also he said that never have I ever slept with a bald woman. So we are having fun with each other. My kids also had very funny reactions to this. So there is no angle of someone having to approve of something that I have to do with my hair. My husband is no position to do that, because he's my partner. He is not someone who is here to dictate, control me and my body. We are partners. We discuss things with each other. Of course, I discussed with him that I want to go bald, and he was like, yeah, do it. One life, why not? There is nothing that he has to discuss here. So bottom line, if you want to go bald, please go bald. If you are a cancer patient, please, and you have to go to therapy, please do not ever link getting bald with your beauty or your identity. You already have a lot to deal with. Getting bald does not define your beauty. Just look at me. I feel so beautiful. I'm so excited to actually experiment with my looks. I'm putting dark lipstick. I'm putting like gold ornaments. I think gold looks good with this look. And I was having a dream where I'm putting like metallic silver or metallic gold lipstick, and I have one piercing, and I'm wearing black clothes and this goth look. So there is so much to experiment with when you have a bald head, or when you change anything. I mean, it's not like a limb has been cut off and now you have to learn to live without a limb or without a vital organ of yours. It's hair. It will grow back. And even if it doesn't, right now I'm in a place where I feel that, okay, if my hair falls out, if I keep getting hair fall, the world would not end. I would just shave my hair and I will go with my gothic look, and I will have trigophiles DMing me, and I'll be enjoying my life. The world does not end with hair, and this is what I have learned from this experience. It has been very deeply spiritual experience for me. For some reason, it has healed a part of me that used to fear that what will I be without my hair. Now I know what will I be without my hair. I will be Parveen, confident, self-loving Parveen who is still the same, loving to her friends, and I feel very good that I kept my promise to the universe. And I really pray that my friend gets well. This video would be dedicated to her. I love you and know that I did this to you not as a favor, not as a great thing that people are making it out to be. I did this to you in solidarity of the terrible experience that you had. May you come out of this accident and the PTSD that you're suffering from, and may you live a very good, healthy life. This is dedicated to you. You know who you are. And thank you, people, for staying with me in this journey. From now on, you will be seeing my videos in this bald look, but you'll also be seeing my hair grow out, and it's a beautiful ride. I think I'm ending 2025 on a very nice high note or bald note, and I'm having fun. Keep having fun. If you have any fantasies in life, if you have any dreams, any bucket lists that come to your mind, like, oh, what if I went bald? Just do it. It's one life. We should have as many experiences of this form that we live in as we can. Thank you, and manifesting a great 2026 for you.